I'm 94 years old, and I'm going to tell you something nobody told me until it was too late. My husband died on January 14th, 3 years ago. We'd been married for 61 years, saved every damn penny we could. $847,000 in the bank. House paid off, no debt. We did everything right. And the day after his funeral, I went to the bank to pay for his burial plot, because he'd always said he wanted to be next to his mother, but we never actually bought it. And you know what they told me? "I'm sorry, ma'am. The account is frozen. You'll need to go through probate." Probate. I'd heard the word, didn't know what the hell it meant. Thought it was something that happened to rich people with complicated estates. We weren't rich. We were just careful. Worked our whole lives. My husband was a machinist. I kept the books at a lumber yard for 43 years. We saved because that's what you were supposed to do. And now I'm going to tell you what actually happens to your money when you die. Because if I'd known this, we'd have done things differently. Here's what I thought would happen. My husband dies, I'm the wife, the money's in our joint account, I keep using it. Simple. That's not what happened. The bank froze half the account the moment they got the death certificate. Said it was standard procedure. I could access my half, barely, but his half, locked, gone, sitting right there in the account I'd been putting money into for 40 years, and I couldn't touch it. And they told me I needed to open a probate case, hire a lawyer, go to court. I said, "Court? For what? I'm his wife. We have a will. It says everything goes to me." And the lawyer, this young woman in a gray suit who looked about 12 years old, she says, "Yes, but the court has to verify that and notify all potential creditors and make sure there are no other claims on the estate." Other claims? We didn't owe anybody anything. But apparently that doesn't matter. The system assumes you do. So I hired the lawyer, paying her $350 an hour, and then I waited. Week 1, they filed paperwork. Week 2, they published a notice in the newspaper. Yes, the actual newspaper, inviting anyone we might owe money to, come forward. Week 6, they appraised the house. Week 8, more paperwork. And every week, I'm paying the mortgage, which I thought was paid off. But apparently there was some equity line my husband had opened years ago that I didn't know about. I'm paying the utilities, the insurance, the property taxes. And the money to pay for it? Sitting right there, in an account with my name on it, that I can't touch. You want to know what that feels like? Sitting at your kitchen table at 2 in the morning, staring at a stack of bills you can't pay, knowing the money is right there, and some judge who's never met you has decided you can't have it yet. It feels like punishment, like the system is punishing you for the crime of your husband dying. Month 4, the lawyer calls me, says a credit card company has filed a claim, $4,800, some card my husband had that I didn't know about. He'd been paying it down, but when he died, there was still a balance. I said, "So what? I'll pay it. Just let me have the money." She says, "It doesn't work like that. The creditor gets paid out of the estate before you receive your inheritance." Inheritance. That's what she called it. Like I was some distant relative waiting for a windfall. It was my money. Money we'll save together. But because he died first, it became an estate, and I became an heir. And the credit card company, they got paid first. Then the hospital bills from his last 2 weeks. Then the funeral home, because apparently I still owed them $600 I didn't realize wasn't included in the full-service package. Every creditor who filed a claim got paid before I saw a dime. 16 months after my husband died, the probate case closed. The lawyer sent me a check for $703,000. I stared at that number for a long time. We'd saved $847,000. That's what was in the account the day he died. And now, after all the legal fees, the court costs, the creditor payments, the appraiser fees, the accountant fees, because yes, you need an accountant too, I had $703,000, $144,000 gone. Not spent on groceries, not spent on a vacation or a new car or anything we actually got to use. Gone to pay for the process of giving me my own money. And you want to know the worst part? If we'd just set up a trust, one of those living trusts the financial advisor kept telling us about, this whole thing could have been avoided. The money would have transferred to me automatically. No court, no lawyers, no 16-month wait. But we didn't know. Nobody tells you this stuff when you're young and healthy and think you have all the time in the world. I found something after he died, a list, tucked in the back of his desk drawer. 47 things he wanted to do before he ran out of time. Paris, the Grand Canyon, learn to play the saxophone, take a pottery class with me. He never did any of them. We were always saving. Later, we'd say, when we retire, when we have enough, when the house is paid off, when the car's paid off, when we're sure we won't run out. Later never came. And the money we saved for later, it cost $144,000 and 16 months of hell just to access. I think about that list a lot. I think about the trips we didn't take, the classes we didn't sign up for, the restaurant meals we skipped because we were being smart with our money. We saved $847,000. You know how many trips to Paris that would have bought? How many pottery classes? How many Saturday mornings sleeping in instead of going to work? All of it. We could have done all of it and still had plenty left over. But we didn't, because we thought the money mattered more than the time. I'm 94 years old. I've got maybe 5 years left, if I'm lucky. And I'm going to tell you what I wish somebody had told me when I was 30. The money doesn't matter when you're dead. You won't be there to see your kids open the envelope. You won't know if they're grateful or if they blow it all in 6 months. You won't care because you'll be gone. So stop saving for a future you might not see. I'm not saying be reckless. I'm saying live. Take the trip. Sign up for the class. Go to the restaurant. Spend time with the people you love while you still can. And if you're gonna save, if you're determined to leave something behind, for God's sake, set it up right. Get the trust. Name the beneficiaries on your accounts. Have the uncomfortable conversations about what happens when you're gone. Because if you don't, your family's going to spend the worst year of their lives fighting a system that doesn't care about them, trying to access money you spent your whole life saving for them. That's not a legacy. That's a burden. Here's the truth nobody wants to say. You don't own anything after you die. Not really. You think you do. You write a will. You tell your kids, this is yours when I'm gone. But it's not. Not until the court says so. Not until the creditors get their cut. Not until the lawyers and the accountants and the appraisers all get paid. And your family? They wait. My daughter asked me last month, Mom, when you die, what happens to your money? I said, nothing, because I don't have any. She looked confused, so I explained. I spent it. Took a trip to Alaska. Bought a new couch that doesn't hurt my back. Gave money to my grandkids for college. Now, while I can see them use it. Not later when I'm dead and it's just a number in a will. I kept enough to be comfortable. The rest, I'm living on it. Because I learned the hard way. The only money that matters is the money you spend while you're alive. I've worked my whole damn life, and I'm going to tell you what I've learned. Live now, not later, not when things settle down, or when we have enough, or after we retire. Now, because later might not come. And if it does, the money you saved won't bring you back to spend it. I'm 94, and if I could go back and tell my 30-year-old self one thing, it'd be this. Stop saving for a death you won't be around to see. Start living for a life you're actually in. That's it.